What's up, Sinamai and people of the worldwide? My name is Matua King, and this is my YouTube channel where I'm gonna be showing you how to hunt and spearfish. I know this is gonna seem cringe and weird to y'all that know me, and yeah, but this is just for those who want to learn how to spearfish, and for the younger generation, especially who want to pick up on spearfishing. This is for them. So yeah, and a little backstory about me. I started spearfishing around 7 years old, I'm thinking. I'm not too sure. I know I started when I was a pretty young age, and it started off as me either, taking my older cousin's Hawaiian sling or sharpening a stick and trying to poke the fish in the coral and, the beach. Me and my cousins will go out. But yeah, that's how spearfishing started for me. I just found my way with it, and honestly, it taught me a lot. It's more than just shooting fish and, all of that. You learn patience. You learn a lot of things, It's more than just going out there, shooting a fish, coming home, showing your catch. Providing too. It teaches you how to provide. It teaches you, responsibility, a lot of things actually. So spearfishing is a very serious sport, and I tell you guys right now to take it very serious if you do start off. And I'm sorry if it's not good content. I promise you I'll try and make better content. It's just, I'm learning so far how to do this. Right now I'm recording on an iPhone. Hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned and see y'all in the water.
Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love.
So right here we get to the spot and we're making our way out. We are currently diving at the east side of the island at Kokomo. So yeah, we made it out, and here I see a nice sized steep head in the distance. So I take my breathe up and I'm gonna make a drop. But I'll show you guys though how long I usually breathe up for. And usually there's a certain amount of time when you would breathe up depending on the depth. Well, that's just for me, but for everyone else I suggest you always take your time to breathe up. But yeah, for me I usually take like a 3-minute breathe up for this depth. This is around 45 to 50 feet. This is usually my warm-up drop. So yeah. You guys are going to hear in the audio how I'm breathing. It's a very specific way of slowing your heart rate down. Basically, the trick to do it is you make a very small airway so that when you breathe out, when you exhale, very little air will come out of your mouth. So it calms your heart rate down a lot quicker, and it calms it down more. And I forgot the name of that breathing technique. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's perch breath, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's one tip you guys should pick up on how to, calm your heart rate down. So right here, I make the drop, and typically you will want to always look for the deeper pits or, any cave-ins into the ground or anything like that. Your goal here is to make yourself seem as less threatening as you can, and to get as low as possible to, hide yourself and cover up. So right there, as you can see with my left hand, I scratched the coral. That's one way to attract them, to mimic them eating on coral. And so yeah, this steep head is taking its time to come in, so I'm just chilling, waiting. It moves out, so I pull a little dust the sand up there. Yep, another way to mimic them eating. So I see it just go away, and I was like, never mind. But then I see this nice filament to my left, filament parrotfish. So I just go in, line up, and poopo, I miss lato. That just comes to show that everyone miss, and it's okay to miss. And honestly, the only reason why I missed there is because I rushed my shot. I should have taken my time, but as you can see, I just immediately aim, point, and shoot without looking what's the fish's next reaction or anything like that. So guys, here I'm taking another drop, and I'm gonna dive bomb on a pellmouth parrotfish. And guys, one thing to mention is that calming your heart rate down is very important. It doesn't only help you hold your breath longer, but it also helps you hunt the fish better, because being calm also, the fish rely on you being calm in order for them to come in and be attracted to you. If you're not calm and you're moving a lot at the bottom, then nothing's gonna come in. You're making too much commotion. But yeah, so right here, making my drop. This is around 60 feet, I'll say, and I see the pellmouth eating. And guys, just to mention, you can only dive bomb a fish if it's eating. You can sometimes, if you're lucky and the fish is dumb, you can dive bomb them while swimming. Right here, I'm lining up for the shot, and then miss again. Miss after miss, guys. It's okay to miss, y'all. Just know that everyone misses. Even at point blank range, I miss, and somehow that happens. But shit happens. So right here, I moved into the shallows a little bit, and I see a pellmouth parrotfish. And this drop here is an example of how not to dive. I rushed this so bad. I just took like a 30-second breathe up and I dropped. And as you can see, it's right there in the distance. So I pull out the little iguado technique and I make my way over, moving very little, very calmly, very demure. And yeah, right here I line up. Again, I fucking miss. Booty. I swear, y'all, today's just one of my off days. But right here, I spot another nice sized steep-head parrotfish, and I'm gonna make my drop. So as I descend to the bottom, I see it eating. I think of dive bombing it, but I was like, nah, I want the sick clip of me shooting it at the bottom. So me trying to be the good, quote unquote, good spear fisherman, I make my way to the bottom, and yeah, you guys will see what will happen. So right here, I get to the bottom, and again, I look for that pit of sand, and I hide myself behind this little elevated coral. And right now, right there's the steep-head parrotfish. And as you can see, right here, I think it's coming in, but when I look back at it, you're gonna see it make a few turns like that right there. That for me is how I know that that's where they're comfortable at. I don't know for anywhere else in the world, but that's for here. And right here, I make my way in, and safety on. Then I miss. Oh my god. Guys, I usually do not put on my safety, which I highly recommend, though. You guys always put your safety on whenever your gun's loaded, but I have a bad experience of having my safety on before, so I never had on my safety, so I blame this one on the gun today. So I'm still out here in about 60 to 70 foot range, and I see this giant filament parrotfish just chowing on coral at the bottom. So again, I decide to go to the bottom. As you can see, I've been making my way down, and you can't see it on camera, but when I peek up right there on the top view, my camera's just pointing a little bit down. It was eating, so I thought it was still there, so I'm focused now at the bottom of where I'm gonna land. Then now I see it moving up, and then boom, it's right there on the right side, and then it's down there. It goes underneath the rock. I'm thinking it's under there. I was like, come on, please be eating, please. So here I am using a lot of my energy, guys. You do not want to be doing this. This is a bad example. After using so much of my energy, I lost breath, and then I went up, and then I saw it was just there. Right here, guys, I don't know what's going on with my GoPro casing, but for some reason I made one of fellow divers borrow, and after that it just started fogging up on its own. But yeah, here I see a school of parrotfish, and I'm just waiting. This is shallow. I went back into the shallow because I just needed to make my lungs relax after taking deep drops, and yeah, they didn't come in, so I followed them back out here in this drop, and I make my way to the bottom, and I'm hiding in this like little pit, I guess you could say. It's like a little sand pit, and as you can see, they're all there in the back swimming, all chilling. I'm trying my best to, you know, crawl to them as slowly as possible, as calmly as possible, but they don't seem interested at all. So I just try to close the distance here. I try and call them in, nothing. So I make my way in closer again, and then I make closer, and then right here a nice sized one came in close enough for a shot. So I waited, then right when it turned, I made the lunge right about here, and then I just chickened out. It all spooked away. Right here I made a drop. This is the first fish I land of the day, guys, finally. So here it is, steep-head parrotfish. It's right there. I scratched the coral, picking which one. I see that one there's the bigger one. So I wait, and bam, sniper, got him.
Don't care what you said to me, I'ma bite your feelings out. I miss you in the basement, but your brother was a good substitute for you. And if you love me, love me.
So here, guys, I'm checking a giant trevally hole or mamulan hole, and I throw out a couple grunts here to attract anything. And as of right now, I don't see anything, so I'm just look around in case anyone's, you know, coming back home. Looking, nothing. Turn back, gonna make my way up, and then my senses tell me look back one more time. And these school of blackjacks come out, but I think they're a little too small, so I gave them a pass and let them grow. I don't know if you can see right here, but a black tip came in and was charging my buddy at the bottom. Oh yeah, I just threw out a couple yells and it got scared. Here's a clip I wanted to add of my buddy. Made his way down. He's gonna shoot a nice bullet head parrotfish. Bam! He shoots it and it tears off. I just had to throw him the Lelu sign because damn, that's just sad. Homie needs to go home and Lelu now to feel better. Right here, I spot a couple big parrotfish, and this is around 60-65 feet, so breathing up, taking a while. Actually, my breathe up was longer than this, but I cut out most of it because damn, that's way too long to add in here. But yeah. Right here, I take my drop, and again, I look for another sand pit. One thing I forgot to mention too, so usually when I'm like 30 feet off the ground or like 20 feet, I have a weight belt on, so my negative buoyancy, I just let that be the one to bring me down. I stop paddling so I conserve more energy and more air. But yeah, having enough weight on your weight belt is very crucial to staying at the bottom and making yourself be able to stay calm and seem as less threatening as possible. Right here, I get to the bottom. I got options, but I choose the biggest one. So I line up, bam! I hit that fucker good. Look at that shot. Right here, I swim up to it because, you know, I got the breath holder for God angels, you know. But swimming up to it, secure it. Yes, sir. Stoked, man. Nice size parrot. Had to hit it with the poke soup. You know what I'm saying? Here I am explaining that it's only small, because only small kind. Here's my buddy. He makes a drop on this, probably the biggest blackjack I've ever seen speared. He got a nice holding shot and he was on for a nice fish. The camera does no justice to his fish, but I swear it's bigger in real life. this little shark wanted to play, but I was warning him that if he came in any closer, he gonna get the smoke. So with that previous steephead parrotfish, there was a sweet lip that was there underneath that ledge. So I dropped down and it came out a hole at the top. So I went for it, and these sweet lip aren't that smart. So I thought I could dive bomb it, but as you can see, it's spooked in. So I knew for a fact that it had to go down because there's no other way it would go. So as you can see, I spotted there going. Boo boo, I miss again. I don't know, guys, how I miss so much, but it's part of spearfishing. We win some, we lose some. Right here, I'm making another drop, and I spotted what I thought was a big whiptail parrotfish, but when I got to the bottom, it was an alright size, so I just decided to take it, since, you know, I went all the way down and I don't want to end up wasting my time. It's still a good size anyway, so I considered taking it for dinner at least. As I approach it, it sees me coming in, so it starts making a run for it. But little does he know, this Rob Allen 110 is a sniper. Bam! Got him right in his face. Another solid good eating fish for the dinner. Right here, I'm taking a drop on the filament parrotfish. It's a pretty big one, but it seems pretty tame. So I try to dive bomb it, and it makes a couple turns. Right here, I take the shot, bam! But tears off. My heart is broken. Look at me just throw up a little what the fuck sign right here. On my way up from this drop is when my GoPro died. Just made it back to the car. GoPro died, guys, sorry. Here's the Sir Landon's catch in there. Alright, guys. First YouTube video, almost my last one. Just because of that motherfucker there. Almost made me black out. So guys, a little backstory on the ending part there of the dive, where I was mentioning how that Napoleon wrasse almost made my first YouTube video, my last one. But yeah, so the story is, on our way back in, me and my buddy were chilling in the depths, and I saw the Napoleon wrasse pop out a hole. So I just put all my focus and interest in that fish, because I was like, damn, you know, Tangyusan would be nice to end the dive. And you know, I don't blame my buddy at all, guys. This is all my fault. I'm the one that left my buddy, and you know, he has no responsibility in this whatsoever. So this is all me, of my own stupidity and my own stupid actions. But yeah, so basically what happened was, when I was chilling and waiting for the Tangyusan, you know, just to get comfortable at the bottom, I was breathing up, and as I was breathing up, it started making its way out. So from where I first saw it from to where I shot it from, it wasn't that far out. So I thought, like, hey, you know, since it's like 60 feet here, I'm not going that far out, so it must be like 70, and there's no ledge or anything. So I'm thinking, you know, hey, the drop here is not that massive. Yeah, and my mistake there was, I wasn't even in 60 feet to begin with. I think I was like in 70, and it moved out to like 100 at least, because in the distance I could see a sunken World War II ship. And if I'm not mistaken, Henry Fandel, a fellow diver from here, made a video on that and said that's around like 115 feet deep or something like that. So I could see it in the distance, but you know, I'm not up close to it where I could say I'm down there at 115 feet, but I'm not too sure how deep I was. All I know is I was deep. I was thinking that it was only like 70 feet down there. So I was like, you know, I don't have to breathe up for that long. Like, I'm just gonna dive bomb it since it's just there. If it goes underneath the crack, I'll just go and look under. So I breathed up for like about 5 minutes, and the one thing that threw me off the most too about the depth was that it was just pure white sand, and you know, like coral structures too. So it just made it look way shallower than what it was. And like mentioning earlier, I did not breathe up for long enough. Usually if I were to drop 100 feet, I would probably breathe up for like good 10 minutes or so just to have enough breath hold. I only breathed for like about 5 minutes. So yeah, that's what really, affected it too. So after breathing up, I made a drop down and it was just chilling on top. But as soon as it noticed me, it went underneath the ledge. I knew that if it went in this way, it had to come out that way, because the fish aren't super dumb. They would always find their way out, and it's either here, there, or yeah. So I was just focusing on here though, because I don't know, something just told me to point my gun this way on my right side. And what do you know, as like couple seconds waiting down there, my gun's just ready here. I'm looking though, I'm observing the whole thing just to make sure it don't swim out of anywhere. I just see it peek out a little bit on the right, and then it shoots out, and then my instincts just told me shoot. Bam! Right when I shoot, I stone it. It just floats straight up like this, and I was like, that would have been a nice GoPro shot. But damn, the GoPro was dead. But on my way back up, when I looked up, I was like, whoa, I'm deep. I was freaking out in my head. I was like, whoa. Like, I couldn't even believe how deep I was. 70 feet, I'm comfortable around there, so I dive it a lot. I know what it looks like going up. So when I looked up and I saw how far I had to swim, I lost it. And I just swam up. I felt okay going up, but not even halfway there yet, I already felt the need to breathe for air. And I already start gasping in my own mass. I'm like, like making, trying to get air. And on my way up, I'm rushing. And that's one thing too, guys, you never want to do, is rush yourself up to the surface, because you're going to cause a shallow water blackout like that. Because a blackout occurs when you're rising in the water column and the oxygen molecules in your lungs spread apart, and your lungs don't get used to that feeling. So it basically makes you like lightheaded, and you can't focus, you lose consciousness, it's hard to breathe. And that's basically what happened to me. So on my way up, I just remember seeing like stars, like little dots in the air, and my life just kept flashing like this, boom, boom, boom. Then when I got to the surface, I thought I was yelling for my buddy, but when I asked my buddy later on, I got mad at him for it, because I almost lost my life. Like, yo, you didn't hear me yelling for you and this and that? He's like, no. And I found it hard to believe, but me being a diver myself, I would have been in my head, diver to diver, I was like, if he was yelling for me, I would have heard him. But I was also unconscious too, so I was thinking, like, maybe it's just the unconsciousness making me think that I was yelling, but I wasn't. But all I remember is every single moment of like flashing of life I get, I tried to make every single moment count. I remember there was one where when I gained life, right when I got to the surface, and like I see water like going over my mask and shit, I just rip off my mask. And I'm like, I don't know, I can't really remember what happened. All I remember is every time I see life, I just breathe like, and then, like, that's all I remember. And I don't know how, I don't know what. All I'm grateful for is that I believe it's God is the one that made me stay alive. And all glory to God. Thank you, Lord, for helping me there, because I honestly do not know how I fully gained consciousness. Like, out of nowhere, I just woke up and just felt like I don't know, my body was still weak, but my wetsuit was hot. I don't know what's up with the old Venture wetsuits. No hate, I love you guys wetsuits, don't get me wrong, keeps me warm, but it just gets too hot sometimes in that thing. And when I opened up my wetsuit to let in some cold water, I just felt rush of energy just like course through my body. And I think that also will cause a blackout too if your body is too hot. Because before, when I dived deep with my old wetsuit that wasn't that thick, I was okay. I had never had an experience close to blacking out, honestly, whenever I used to use a thinner wetsuit. But now when I'm using this thick wetsuit, I'm like, it's too hot. So even times I'm diving and I'm opening it up to make water come in. But yeah, besides that, guys, never underestimate the depths, and always dive with a partner, and never dive alone. And just learn from me and trust me, take this sport very seriously because it's your life out there, and never underestimate and always dive with a partner. I will always repeat myself on that because it is very crucial to always dive with a partner. You need someone to be there with you because luckily for me, I'm so lucky. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I do not know how I survived that without a partner. I've never heard anyone ever in my life survive a blackout without a partner. I'm just so lucky that I I don't even know how to really explain it, like how it all happened. All I remember is just like the flashes of moments and that like heavy chest feeling and the heat feeling and the my heart pumping, and all I hear is like tuk 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 tuk. And I don't know, guys, it was just a crazy experience and scary too, honestly, almost losing your life by yourself out there. What made it harder too is I have a 10-pound weight belt and I'm holding a fish too, trying to swim and keep myself above water. And I don't even know how I kept myself above water, but I'm just guessing that's all God's hands right there. That was all just God right there. That's what really made me believe that God always got my back. And yeah, guys, so I guess that's it. That's all I have to explain, guys. Just please be very careful and please be very safe when diving out there. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. I hope that I will come out with better content in the future. And yeah, guys, stay tuned and enjoy the rest of y'all's life. Peace out.